Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner and your host of Worthy, Worth It, and Priceless. And today's podcast is titled Change Your Perspective. I know that is somewhat easier said than done, especially with everything that's going on right now. But what I am talking about is in relationships or past relationships. I know that a lot of us may have had either friendships that have ended or relationships that have ended. And a lot of times when those relationships or friendships have ended, we look at it usually like there's like a series of emotions that we go through. Either we're angry, sad, sometimes we feel guilty depending on the situation. But I just want to give you some encouragement or at least try to change your perspective on how you look at those things that have ended in your life. So either way, so just say if you've had, like I said, a relationship or a friendship that has ended, and a lot of times, like I said, we carry around guilt. Why don't we look at it? Let's try to look at it a different way. The decisions that you've made or you made in those situations, they were based off of the knowledge that you had at that time. You know better now because you went through that situation, but at that time you made those decisions that you made because of what the circumstances was, or just basically that was your knowledge at that time, or you thought that that was the best thing to do at that time. Now hindsight is 2020. You know better what to do. So you basically wouldn't make those same decisions. So just say if you're older now, like the decisions that you probably made at 18, 16 or something like that, you wouldn't make those decisions, but you made those the best that you could make it at those times. So with that, we have to stop looking at the past. We have to stop revisiting the things that we've done wrong. And you have to let yourself off the hook. A lot of times we're carrying around this guilt. And I know, especially with this whole quarantine thing going, everybody is in their house and they're basically stuck with their thoughts. And what I want you to do is not to focus on your past. Start focusing on your future. There is nothing that you can do with the past. You can't relive it. Your decisions that you made at that time was, like I said, it was based on the knowledge that you had, and you did what you thought was best at the time. Maybe now a little bit more, perspective. Yeah, it probably wasn't the best thing to do, but there is nothing that you can do about it. We can never go back and relive the past. We could probably apologize to that person or whatever, or just basically realize that that person wasn't for us or whatever and just move on. But the problem is a lot of us, we go back and we relive it. Every day we reenact the situations, or we bring it back into mind, or we're arguing with ourselves over things that we've done in the past, or we're around people who won't allow us to basically move on, or they're always blaming or pointing the finger. And if that's the case, you have to make a decision about that person as well, because basically life isn't going backwards, it's going forward. And if you're trying to live in the present and make plans for the future, how can you carry the past? That's why you have so much weight on you, and you're wondering why you have this anxiety, you have this depression and everything. It's because you're trying to carry too much weight. You have the past, you have the present, and the future. Something has to go. There is nothing that you can do about the past. You have to let that go. The present is the only thing that you can work on to try to better your future. But if you keep reliving the past, you'll never get to the better future. And it will end up messing up your future. Because why? Because you're holding on the things that you have no longer, or you no longer have control over. And one thing that I've always remembered too is that, all right, just say if somebody has hurt you. You remember the day that they hurt you, the time that they hurt you, what you had on, all that other stuff. But that other person has moved on. And that's even the point, if they even know that they have hurt you. Because a lot of times we don't tell people that, hey, you know what you did was kind of messed up. Sometimes we just keep going or whatever. And even if we try to explain to some people, they just don't get it. They won't get it for years down the line or months down the line, whatever. And it's just basically too much weight to carry on to you. And so I believe that what God is trying to do, especially in this quarantine time, you have to let things go. He is preparing us for the next level in our lives. And you'll never get there mentally, or you'll get there physically. Yeah, God is good. He'll get you to that next level, but you won't be able to appreciate it. Why? Because you're still stuck in the past, or you're around people who won't let you forget your past. It is time now to let those things go. It's time to get a new perspective on those things. Listen, you did the best that you could do. You did all that you can do in those moments. But you have to let those situations, those people, and those things go, especially if it's toxic. There's nothing that you can do about it. If that person or that situation was meant to come back in your life later on in life, then let God handle it. But it's not for us to actually try to make those moves, because what we're doing is we're prolonging our future. We're holding up, we're holding up our future. We're holding our present hostage based off of things that happen that we have no control over. And another thing that I realized, another way, hopefully, that it will help you change your perspective. I was watching, or I was listening. Yeah, everybody's on Instagram Live now. So it was an interview with Pastor Travis Green. He's also a gospel singer as well, but Pastor Travis Green. And they were talking about, I just came in like midway anyway. But either way, I came in on the interview, and he was talking about how he was a musician at a church for, I believe, like 21 years and really wasn't getting paid for it or nothing like that. But God basically blessed him into what he is now. But how he looked at it is he didn't really harbor on the past of the 21 years really not getting paid, because he looked at it as if it was just a seed. And if you look at it that way, it makes so much sense. So think about the relationship or the friendship that didn't work out. Just say it was 10 years. And you're like, man, I just wasted 10 years. No, you didn't. You planted a seed. What does it say? You reap what you sow. You sowed a seed of being a good friend, a good girlfriend, good boyfriend. You were loyal. You did everything that you can do. So why don't you believe that God won't bring that back to you tenfold, double, or whatever? He's going to bring back everything that you lost. Everything that you think that you lost, like, man, I just lost 10 years. You didn't lose 10 years. You gained 10 years of perspective of what not to do. I bet you the next person that try to mimic or has any personality or perspective I'm trying to say the word, but either way, anyone that probably looks like that friend that hurt you, or that boyfriend or girlfriend that hurt you, I bet you'll be able to turn them away when you see those same characteristics. That was the word I was looking for. But when you look at those same, or you see those same characteristics in somebody else, you'll be like, you know what? Nah, I ain't even going to do that. And that's what you learn. But don't think that God won't give you back double, 10 times, 7 times, whatever, what you sown in the past season. It says you reap what you sow. And I think a lot of times when we say that, we only say it like for the person who did wrong. But that is also equal for the person who did right as well. You're going to reap what you sown. You were a good person to whoever broke your heart. You were a good friend to them. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out for whatever reason. But thank God that it didn't work out. Because imagine being friends with someone and then like you're 60 years old and then you realize that, man, they did something in the past, or, or they, like it could be worse, put it that way. And at the end of the day, if God is taking you away from somebody, that means that they can't go to the next level with you. So don't get upset because somebody either broke your heart or left your life or whatever. God is protecting you one way or another. It's just how you look at it. Don't look at it as, man, I just lost my friend, or I just lost that relationship, it just went down the drain. No, you gain perspective. So when the next person come, by the grace of God, they will treat you better. And if they don't, you'll know right off the bat, you know what, you can't stay. Because right now we live in a time where we don't need any more time wasters. If this quarantine thing ain't taught us nothing, we don't need any more time wasters. We need people who's going to be there for us and rock out with us the right way. So try that. Change your perspective on whatever situation that you're going through. And see, won't God just show you, okay, this person is good for you, this person isn't, and whatever. But also just realize that whatever happened in the past, it happened in the past. There's nothing that you can do about it, but you can do something about now. You can drop that dead weight, whatever it is, whether it's dead feelings or anything. Drop that dead weight and move forward with your life in excellence. No more looking back. No more rehashing the past. It's over. You lived through it. Thank God that you survived. Now it's time to move toward the better future that God has for you. So just so you know, or just know that you are worthy, worth it, and priceless, and God has your back. And just stay safe, stay in the house, and hopefully this whole quarantine thing and this virus and everything will be over with soon. But no matter what, I love you guys. Thank you.